More opposition response now. Let's go live to Cape Town, and the leader of COPE, Mosiuoa Lekota, is standing by to talk to us. Mr. Lekota, good evening to you. A very robust session in the House today, but at the end of all of it, what was actually achieved?
Well, from the point of view of the Congress of the People and fellow opposition formations, we think that there has been more than sufficient evidence tabled before the voters of South Africa why they must now go to the elections next year and vote the African National Congress out. It cannot be allowed that a political leadership elected by millions of South Africans to manage its affairs come out to the public to make an astounding confession that it is not running the affairs of our nation from day to day. Firstly, that the president does not know what's happening in the country. Secondly, that those he has appointed ministers are completely blind to what is happening. They don't know. So who knows? They tell us, well, it is staff members we have appointed. But who are staff members? Staff members are not accountable.
Mr. Lekota, do you buy the assertion from the Justice Minister, Jeff Radebe, who says, and I quote, "We can state without any fear of contradiction that no minister was involved, nor was President Zuma." You're obviously not accepting that.
I would never make a statement like that if I was a member of cabinet. I wouldn't make a statement like that on behalf of the president or his cabinet. It's a shameful thing. Then who's running the affairs of the country? Honorable Jeff Radebe is lying to us.
What key questions, in your opinion, Mr. Lekota, would need still to be answered? What failed to emerge in the House today?
Well, we shouldn't say what failed to emerge. I don't think anything failed to emerge from the side of the opposition. What failed to emerge from the report, the so-called report of the executive, because those are the people who are supposed to know what happened, is that they have not given the country any credible response how things came to be in the state in which they are. Because not only did they fail to manage affairs, they are unable to explain how it came to pass that a plane of a different country should violate South Africa's airspace and get to occupy defense facilities of the country without anybody detecting them before, without them being arrested, and without any action taken against those who did so.
Mr. Lekota, President Zuma wasn't in the House today, but what do you want to hear from him?
Well, I want President Zuma to explain, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, how it was possible that a civilian plane from a country like India, so far away, to get into our airspace and occupy our defense facilities. In particular, I want President Zuma to explain why it is that his friends, South African business people, can never do that. They have no right to do it. Black and white cannot. And yet, these ones, whose only distinguishing feature is that they are the president's friends, how did they manage to do this? Of course, one of them is a member of the ruling party, card-carrying member. So these people who are so close to the president must come out and explain himself.
Mr. Lekota, the report itself does offer a solution, and again, I quote, it recommends that government, led by the Department of Public Service and Administration, now implement a public service awareness campaign to discourage the negative culture of name-dropping. Is that sufficient in your opinion?
Well, frankly, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It hasn't answered the central question. What action is going to be taken by the president, by the executive to correct themselves? We must first start by dealing with the president and his cabinet. That's where the problem lies. All of these other scapegoats that are being suggested are irrelevant. And to say you are going to start a culture of education, what's going to be happening to the country until that culture is eliminated? You can't eliminate, that culture can only be eliminated if the voters vote this this president and ministers who are sleeping on their job.
All right, that's where we are going to leave it,
And
live
I
in
do
Cape
think
Town.
that the voters
Mr.
of
Lekota,
our country-
we are going to leave it there, live in Cape Town for Newsnight, the leader of COPE, Congress of the People, Mosiuoa Lekota.
News that moves. eNCA.com.